Okay. Hello, everybody. It's Nia Sutherland, and this is NuWave Shop Talk.
Welcome, man. This is NuWave Shop Talk. I'm the host, Denaboyjuce, and to my right we got
The FLAWC double E
to
to the
the
B,
B
man.
man, and to his right we got
Swaggy D, how y'all doing tonight?
yes, and pulling up the rear we got.
Only touch in the building. Y'all know what it is.
Y'all know what it is. Hey, man, welcome back to Nia Sutherland.
Mm-hmm.
Nia. You know what I'm
Hi,
saying?
Been a minute.
everybody.
Nah,
Hi,
You
Nia.
know,
everybody.
we stopped doing how y'all doing and all of that because we cutting time, but
Yeah,
we want to see how you been doing, what you been up to. You know what I'm saying?
work,
Thank
Work,
you.
work, 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 work.
neighbors, manifesting, getting back into my power, just,
Uh-huh.
traveling as always.
Yeah.
I'm always on the go. So,
Thank you.
about to leave again
You
and
on some
just.
Carmen San Diego shit.
Oh,
You
yes.
know what I'm
Where
saying?
in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Uh-uh.
That was my
You know
girl.
what I'm
I love that
saying?
show.
Hell
Yes, that
yeah.
Hell
was my
yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, yes. I'm about to go out the country with my kids, take them out a little bit so they can
Uh-huh.
see how much they're truly loved because being here in America, like you don't know. Well, you know what? I take that back. I take them out of California. Being in California, it's hard to know that black people are loved. They put too much on like race and ethnicity. But
Right.
outside, you see more black people doing other stuff. And I
Uh-huh.
take them to places, but especially being out of the country, like they love us. And I want my kids to know that like you're loved. It doesn't matter where you go, you're loved. And like the
Right.
world isn't like this. So
Right.
Right.
I want to take them places where they'll be
They can feel the
appreciated.
love.
Oh,
Experience,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
for
experience
sure.
different
Definitely.
cultures.
Yeah, for sure.
Got
Most
to.
definitely. I'm trying to get out the country too. I was trying to go this year, but I guess I could wait till, you know what I'm saying,
The
the
big
big
5-0.
birthday. You know.
The big 25.
Thank you. What you
Yeah,
talking
there it
about?
is.
Shit. I don't know.
My bad, my bad.
Auntie.
Yes,
Her
yes. Of
shirt says, some
21.
aunts have tattoos, pretty eyes, thick thighs. I don't know what the rest say.
Mm-mm.
Titty surprise.
Yes, yes, yes.
And cuss too much. It's me. I'm
I'm
some
Me.
that
aunts.
auntie.
You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you. Don't be stupid.
You know what I mean? So we got the first topic, man. We're gonna talk about some relationship shit real quick. Last month was mental health. We missed that whole train. So we're gonna get into a little mental health a little later, but we're gonna start with relationships. So the question is, if you're in a relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend, do you have the
Benefits?
same benefits as a husband and wife? Because truthfully, if you're in a relationship, you are looking at that person to hopefully get married to them one day. So, are the benefits the same, or do the benefits have to wait until you marry? I know somebody was dear to this, so we're gonna start with Swaggy D.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna start about. I want to talk about this because how do I want to put this? I
Need
don't
some help?
I don't want to
Be
say that
careful.
it's happened to me personally, but maybe somebody that I know.
Be gentle.
A friend
Be
of a
gentle.
friend.
Be
A
gentle.
friend. This happened to a friend of mine.
Thank you.
His girlfriend. His girlfriend refused to, say for instance, you're opening up a business. Your girlfriend says, I'm not going to invest in that business because we're not married. So I want to know how the people out there feel about, you know, stuff like that. Like if you're not married, is there same benefits into, doing stuff like that? Like investing in a business, investing in, whatever it is could be. Like, I want to know how everybody's what everybody's thoughts on that.
Let me start with
I
that.
need wait. What
You want-
can we have a little backstory?
No,
Are
we don't need the
just?
backstory.
I mean,
I
how
got
long
the
have we
gist
been
of
boyfriend
it.
and girlfriend
Hold up, hold
of
up.
your
Right.
friend?
No,
Because
she wanted to know the
everybody,
backstory because
he wants the
it
audience's
sounds like we talking
opinion.
about somebody we know.
Okay.
The audience
Okay.
doesn't know how long you've been boyfriend and girlfriend. Has it been 2 years? Has it been 10 years?
The
Has it been
girlfriend
5
know.
years? Yes, the girlfriend knows.
Okay.
She
And
about to
we
know tonight.
know. And we know, but he's asking the opinion of the audience. The audience doesn't know.
Okay.
So, how
I think
long
he was
have we
asking
been?
us, but I get what you're saying.
Yes, I mean, because
I
we
get what
have
you're saying.
I think
comments.
he asking us and the
I
So
think,
audience.
I
let's
think
see.
that
For
would
sure.
determine the
So-
outcome of the question too.
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
definitely.
Obviously,
So,
based on how
how long has
Yes,
your
how-
friend been with this lady or male? Because
5 years.
5 years. So
Okay.
we're gonna go right in the middle. 5 years. Okay.
Great.
All right. Can I answer now,
Go ahead.
Miss
Yeah.
Nia?
Go ahead.
Okay. So we're gonna go off of the 5 years.
Let's go off the 5.
So me, I think 3 years is enough to invest in your partner, no matter if it's her business or your business. I feel like even if she ain't got the money, she should be like, well, shit, I'm gonna come up there, clean up, I'm gonna repaint, I'm gonna do all of this. You know what I'm saying? Because doing those type of things are still investing in your business. But as far as monetary, I think 3 years is like maybe two in some cases, depending on how close y'all are. But if she know you trying to make it, it's like, why wouldn't she want to be a part of your business? To me, that will symbolize this person doesn't want to either see me rise or they don't see a future with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know people that in businesses that I have, people like, oh man, what you need, what you need. And it ain't even been no 5 years. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like those people want to see me grow. So I feel like that person doesn't want to see that person grow. Because I mean, shit, who wouldn't want to invest? If you got a girl that's trying to open a lip gloss, right? Lip gloss. And maybe she ain't got no money, but she got an idea. And you are a man. She gonna look at you and be like, well, shit, I only need 500. She gonna look at you like, hey, Flawcee, I only need 500, baby. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
gonna get me rolling.
Right.
I'm gonna pay you your 500 back in like 2 months.
Right.
And you'll be like, oh shit, you ain't gotta pay me back. I want to see you blossom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to women that's looking out for their man, some women we have to know who's stingy, who don't want to see us grow, and who don't see a future with us. They don't see nothing past the boyfriend and girlfriend. Because if you want to invest in your partner, you see a future with them. And if you don't want to invest in them, then you don't see no future in them. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else can go.
I think is I'm trying to get back to more or less the actual question as far as is there a difference in benefits as far as a married couple versus someone being boyfriend and girlfriend. So with that, I just feel like if you're boyfriend and girlfriend, it's obviously if in a marriage, you've already made that, a fact that, hey, you know what, going forward, I want to grow and do everything with you. So are there going to be more benefits of that? Yeah, because you as a pair have already made that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this is what we're going to do going forward. You know what I'm saying? This is what we standing on. But if you're in a relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend, it kind of depends on where you stand in that relationship. You know what I mean? Because if it's ups and downs and more, downs than ups, then obviously people are going to be hesitant, to try to back you. But like you said, it all depends on how you really feel about that individual and if it's something you can see as far as having longevity in a relationship with that person. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, but as far as the benefit aspects of it, there should be naturally more benefits in a marriage versus a relationship.
Boyfriend or girlfriend.
Because obviously to get to a marriage, you have to be in a relationship. And normally there's certain things you would do in a relationship. And when it got to the point to where you wanted to be more serious, you know what I'm saying? Then that's when you take it to the next step. So that goes hand in hand, as far as supporting, you know what I'm saying, the person you're in a relationship with on their endeavors, things to that effect. You know what I'm saying? But that's something you know when you grow into as you're in the relationship. You see what I'm saying? But it should be more benefits with a marriage versus a relationship, just based on the fact that one comes after the other. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, you can be in a relationship and still support somebody, but like you said, if somebody is not willing to support you in your endeavors,
Because you're not married.
yeah, because you're not married, you can't be mad at them for that.
But
See what I'm
you don't
saying?
think that after 5 years you're basically married, even if
No.
even if it's not on paper,
No,
you're
I mean, I
basically married to
understand,
that
but
person.
I
Even if
know.
it's after
Law
5
says
years,
10.
you're
Law
basically
says
married
10.
to that
I
person.
know
No,
what you're
the
saying,
law
but the
says
thing
10.
is, that's the thing. So maybe
that
that
what the law
person
says?
feels,
10.
yeah, as far as
The
Yeah.
law says
common
10
law,
years.
10.
common
Yeah.
law, yeah.
Common law.
But
10.
but anyway, the thing is, like I said, maybe that person feels like we should take that next step in order for me to, treat you as a husband. You see what I'm saying? But you can't be mad at somebody because you've been in a relationship with somebody for 5 years and you feel like if you feel like you're in a marriage, you should get married.
Yeah. If you want
You see what I'm
support,
saying? But that's the thing. That's the difference.
If
There
you want
is a
to-
difference between a marriage and a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of the benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, you can't be mad at somebody when they say, "Well, I don't feel comfortable in investing in you, even after 5 years."
then you ain't married.
Because you know what I'm saying, maybe they're not doing that because they don't feel like you want to marry them. You see what I'm saying? That could be the reason.
I disagree on that one.
Yeah.
I feel like after 5 years, you guys know enough about each other, and you've been through a lot after 5 years.
Okay, so
And you're obligated. You're obligated.
no,
to
wait,
help
wait,
that
wait, wait,
person.
wait, 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 wait. Time
You're
out. Time
Obligated
out.
to help you. You're obligated to help me.
Time out. Time
after
out.
5 years.
Let me time into what Juice said and what Flawcee said on both, because Flawcee switched it up from what Juice was talking about. Juice was basically saying that, okay, we in this relationship. It was pertaining to the question, but exactly he switched it up to the question: are you gonna be there for me, or you're not gonna be there for me? Either in a relationship or marriage, regardless. Because at the end of the day, the woman or the man is showing you what they're gonna be before marriage.
Man,
Yeah, they are.
you took the words out
Yeah,
my
they
mouth.
are.
You understand
Yeah,
what I'm
they
saying?
are.
So this
You're
woman,
getting it.
your friends, whatever, that is showing their character before even marriage. When you make the statement saying that, okay, well, I don't want to do that because we're not married.
That's just an excuse.
Okay, so that's just an excuse. That's a cop out. Because at the end of the day, I done seen people that's not married and been in a relationship for like over 10 years or even 3 years, like you said, and they still have each other's back
Yeah.
because they've been in that relationship. They already know how each other move every day at the end of the day. But a person that doesn't want to help their other half, because we're going to switch it to other half, we're going to cut out the marriage part. Because at the end of the day, a relationship, that's your other half. Right?
Right.
That's your other half, right, Nia?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, now you're not going to support them on something that you feel like that's going to be bogus or that's going to be stupid. Okay, you're not going to support her on that. But if she clearly sees, or he clearly sees, let's not just make it on a male or female. It go both ways, or just female.
Right. It goes both ways.
Because you got motherfucking males that don't support their females either.
Right. Of course.
So it go both ways. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to what you see and what you're going to accept. Because if you see it happening constantly, you see it, it's right there. Now, are you going to dive into to marriage with that person? You know they might be a little insecure or a little bit, what's the other one favorite word? Opportunist.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because opportunists feed off of people that have their businesses already. Just want to eat off your benefits,
Then you want to
your
grow.
success.
And you want to
And
grow.
then once
They
you
like,
get all
shit.
big, they're gonna either bail out on you if you don't keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah.
They're gonna go on to the next motherfucker and go find another one that they could. You get what I'm saying, Nia? Like,
you.
okay,
Opportunist, nigga.
opportunists.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
And it's
I've
not
seen
women
people-
are not just opportunists; it's opportunist men too.
Right.
definitely. Real quick, you could.
What we
keep
allow
going.
with
I
this-
just gotta say, in the states that recognize it, a common law marriage doesn't have a specific time requirement for how long a couple must live together. That's the
live
thing about
together.
common
Right.
law.
Yeah,
I
live
mean,
it.
common
Live
marriage
together.
is the living arrangements.
Okay.
So if your friend doesn't
Live
live with
with
this
her.
person, like it's not considered common law if y'all not sleeping in the same bed every night.
Y'all
Right.
just a
You know what I'm
boyfriend and
saying?
girlfriend.
But boyfriend and girlfriend that live together for however long you feel like y'all married. It could be shit 1 year, 2 years.
Okay, but
Shit.
what if you boyfriend and girlfriend and don't live together?
Then
Never
It's
live
not.
together.
It
It's
can't
not
be
common law.
marriage.
It's not common law.
You know what
So
I'm
you
saying?
can't throw yourself in the common law marriage thing, and y'all ain't slept in the, but 2 days or maybe overnight with each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've seen people do a lot more and being in a relationship for maybe 2-3 years and do a lot more for that person.
That's true, but that's
Yeah,
because they
definitely.
both on the same accord.
And I know people like this personally.
Okay, but
Yeah.
that's because
They only
they're
been together
both.
2-3 years and they doing a lot more for their partners.
Okay, because they both on the same accord. When you have one that's not doing the backing the other person up, that means y'all not on the same accord.
Exactly.
Period.
Does your
There's no
friend
slicing or dicing that.
does he it's the guy, right? We talking about the guy. So does the guy, if the girl needs anything, is the guy always there for her?
Yep.
Yep.
He's always there for her. So it just seems like it's a one way,
One way.
one sided.
There's no
You know what I'm
mutual
saying?
respect.
Yeah.
So if it's not mutual, see, I always play this game. You know what I'm saying? And people might hate this from watching it, but I always play this game. You know what I'm saying? Like I do for you a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And then I may ask for shit that I don't need. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh man,
Just to see if they
I
gonna
need
give it to you?
$1,000 for this.
To see if they gonna
You know
give
what
it
I'm
to you.
saying?
Just to test them.
Just to test them. You know what I'm
I
saying?
knew you were gonna say
And
that.
they give me the money and I'll just hold it right there. You know what I'm saying? And be like, here go your cash back. You feel me? And I'm not gonna tell her like, oh, I'm just testing. I'm not gonna let her know, but it's the thing that you gotta do because you don't wanna be that person and be 5 years into it and then really need this person and then they like, we're not married. You know, yeah, that make a nigga want to be like, bitch, well, I don't need to be with you. Because you don't see the growth I see in myself with you.
Are you not helping me,
You know what
bro?
I'm saying?
Especially if they have kids and you doing stuff for the kids too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
but-
giving
yeah,
money to their kids.
yeah,
You buying their
definitely.
kids
But
shit.
the
Definitely.
So
but the
you
problem
basically
is
wasting your
Definitely.
time.
Women expect that type of shit. And women that expect that type of shit, they not the givers. They just the takers. You know what I'm saying? What they say, you got a wolf and a sheep. You know what I'm saying? Some women look at men like, oh, this nigga some sheep. I'm gonna get all I can
I'm
from
gonna milk
him.
him.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get all I
I'ma
can
milk
from
him.
him. You know what I'm saying?
You
But
heard me, Nia?
we,
I'ma
as
milk 'em.
men, we don't look at women like they sheep. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we want to do some, you know, nasty things, but if they want to go eat, oh yeah, I got you, baby. You need $200 for this? Oh, I got you. Shit, you need $250? You need 2,000? You know what? I got you because I love you and I believe in you. You know what I'm saying? But when the tables is turned and they don't reciprocate what we trying to put out, then it's like, well, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? It's time to really have a real conversation. Like, okay, I know we not married, but if you don't see the potential in growth in this relationship, fuck what I asked you for. If you don't see potential and growth in this relationship, then
Sound
I
like a
don't know
waste of
what we
time to
doing.
me.
I don't know what we doing. We done wasted
Sound
5
like a
years.
waste of time.
I could have been with a bad one that's giving me her whole check every week. Not saying that's what we want, but just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, man.
but like I said, bro, like
I guess I don't get to say anything on this
Some-
conversation.
No, you're.
Oh,
I
no,
want to
go
hear
I
you.
guess I get nothing to say
no,
on this
go
whole
ahead.
topic.
No, you
Go
chime in.
go ahead, go ahead.
Don't
I mean,
wait.
I was waiting. Everybody
Oh, no,
went
go
through,
ahead.
and then
Go ahead.
no, I'm gonna remember what I want to say. I want to hear what you have to say first because I don't know if you'll remember what you have to say.
No,
Trust
it's
me, I'm
all
gonna
good.
remember.
It's just real quick. Like I
Yeah.
said, that question being posed and that statement, "We're not married,"
Yeah.
is that insinuating something? Maybe that's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Well, act like a wife. Act like you want to be a
Have
wife.
your friend ever proposed to her?
Has that conversation ever been had about the next step in the relationship?
Oh yeah, this conversation's been had.
So if the conversation's been had and the nigga's telling you, if a nigga straight out say, well, if we was married, I would do this versus us not being married, that lets you know right then that that motherfucker wants to be in a marriage.
No, I think
I
you're
disagree
reading
with
that
that.
wrong.
Hold on,
Flawcee.
let's hear.
No,
let's-
no.
Let's hear what
I get
Nia
what
gotta
you're
say.
saying. I get what you're saying, but Nia not gonna Forget her shit.
No, I'm not.
Just off of what
She's not gonna
No,
just
I'm
off
not.
what
I
he
will
just
say it right
said just
now.
now.
just off of
She's
what he
not
said
gonna
right now
forget.
to
Not
you.
at all.
Because the question I asked
She
him,
ready to go.
it was something about the marriage, right?
Yeah.
So the follow-up, check this out. So when your friend said something about the marriage to the lady, did she have something to say back, or was she open to being married? Or was it a block on that too?
She says she's open to being married,
Uh-huh.
but the relationship is rocky. So
Okay.
that's another reason why she's not
See,
willing to
That's where I was
do
going.
what
That's what I said.
That's
that's the reason
exactly
why
where I
she's
was
not willing
going.
to put in
Exactly.
Exactly.
and you know what I mean, do something big for that person because she
Exactly.
feels like the relationship is rocky and it's not gonna last.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
so-
okay, wait,
there it is right
hold
there.
on, Neil,
There
real
you
quick.
go, right there.
Wait. The relationship, all this is coming from the woman. It's rocky, this, that. But she still want to be treated like she's married.
No, she doesn't want to be treated like she's married. He wants to be treated like
Hello.
he's her husband. Is what the thing is.
So that means she want to be treated like she's married too.
I
She
don't
want the
know.
marriage benefit.
Well, it seemed like one person was complaining about
We-
not getting the benefits.
We haven't got to that deep.
That deep.
Yeah.
But I feel what you're
You
saying.
feel what I'm saying?
I feel what you're
I
saying.
feel like you.
Okay,
telling
you
a
want
bit
no,
more.
Neil, what I'm
Yeah.
saying
We
is,
going just based
Neil,
on what
what
we're
I'm saying
told.
is-
Yeah.
I'm
what
trying not to
saying,
go that deep.
If a person wants to be married
I understand.
and want to reap the benefits of being married, you got to do the things. You got
But
to
we
do
don't
the
know
things
if this person is reaping the
I don't care
benefits.
who it is. It could be Tom.
But we
We
don't-
do know.
We don't.
We
This
do.
is hypothetical.
This ain't
Okay.
hypothetical.
All right.
We
all
know
right.
this friend
Okay, we're gonna
talking
talk
about.
about the friend, and since
G-Jack.
we know it, we're gonna put it out there. I know it too. And because I know it, I will say
I'm just joking. It's not G-Jack. Just
no,
for
but we
show.
know who it is. We already put it out there.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying,
We
though.
done
No,
put it
I
out there.
do.
You get what you want to reap the benefits of being married, but you don't want to act like a wife.
So I feel like
Before you
no,
even got you asking to be a wife.
since we're talking about
You couldn't be a wife the first time.
since we putting it
Hold
out
a
there.
second.
Ooh, we're not gonna say that.
So
I feel like
no,
she's
I'm not
still a
saying
wife.
for the person we talking about. I'm
I
just
feel like
saying
she's
in
still a
Do
general.
you
wife.
have buttons? Like we had buttons on the last little thing
Oh,
we had, right?
yes.
Because
I'm
it
just
needs to be
saying
like
in
the
general.
gong button.
I'm not even talking about
Yes,
that.
right now.
Neil, you know it's a whole bunch of women out there that want to be wives but don't even want to act like they don't want to even
They want the
participate.
perks. But
There
they
you
don't
go.
wanna
They want
do
the
what
perks
need to
before
do.
we even get married.
We
You
live in a
ain't even
society
married.
right now where women is like, well, shit, you want to go out. Situation.
But I'm not bashing all the women. Let me just say this, because
Yeah.
you do, like he said, you do have some relationships where they're not even really tripping off of marriage. They just want to support their man
Right.
Definitely.
or support their woman. Marriage ain't got to be on this. Like, oh, it got to be that. Because to me, that's a cop-out. That's just my opinion.
So,
Either you going to help your man. All right, I'm landing. Go ahead. I'm going to be quiet.
no, not on that. But we want to get Nia. But
Yeah.
what we talking about? So I was just online, and it's I think it's like what's that? What's that one they used to show all the videos all the time? When you got your video on here, it was gonna be popping. But anyway, now they doing like urban type shit, like street shit. They not really doing music videos no more. They doing all types of what's going on in the world. So it's this guy. He went online and told about his first date with this girl. He met a bad one. You know what I'm saying? She was like, oh, I need my hair done. You know what I'm saying? She was late. He had to pay the late fee for her to get her hair done. Took her out to an expensive restaurant. You know what I'm saying? This is first date shit. Bought her the outfit and all that. For her to get to the meal and then, oh, I ain't feeling this. Got up and walked out. Nigga spent $850 something on the first date for her
He's
to
a dummy.
ghost him. Now, to me,
He's a dummy.
he's a dummy, but that type of woman, right? That's the type of man she's looking for. You feel what I'm saying?
But he
A
should have
nigga-
stopped it a long time
He
ago.
should have, but this is
Because
the
he
first
should have
date.
saw the red flags is always
This
there.
is the
Juice.
first date. It wasn't no red flag.
Yes, they
It
are.
was
Yes,
the-
it is.
Yes,
That's
they are. I don't
bullshit,
care
nigga.
what you say.
It's
There's
red flags
always
in the
a red
date. What the
flag.
fuck you
There's
talking about?
always a red
Excuse
flag.
my
You just
language.
ignore it.
I'm
You
talking
You
just
ignore it.
No.
Because you want some
There's
pussy.
always
But
a
I'm
red
saying,
Fuck outta
flag.
I'm
here.
saying leading up to the date.
It's always a red
It's
flag.
always red
So the
There's
red-
flags.
always a red flag.
So y'all saying the red flags was when she wanted to get her hair done?
No, they
When
had
she showed
conversation
up late.
before. They had
When she
conversation.
showed up late? That
No,
was a red flag?
That's
no.
a red flag.
They
Red
had
flag.
conversations before
After you
she
got
even
your hair
asked
done, you
for
don't think
her
that's a
hair
red
getting
flag?
done.
After I paid for
Before
you to
they
get your
even
hair
got
done?
a
We don't
first
know.
date.
Like you was talking about his situation, we don't know.
Okay, we
No,
hypothetically
you
saying
not
she
so
showed
you
up
gonna
late.
pay.
nigga.
So no,
She showed up
you
late
gonna
after she got her
pay.
hair
You
done.
gonna meet somebody online and pay for their hair?
Hair?
I don't know if he met her online.
No, we saying we don't know. He just met her. He just met her. And
You
so
just
you
said
just
just
met
met her?
somebody, and you gonna pay for their hair.
Well,
for the
she
first
met her in the
date.
supermarket. I wouldn't
Okay,
give a
so
fuck.
they had conversations.
Right.
Let's not play
Target.
this game. Stop playing this game with me. They had conversations that led up to her getting her hair done. I'm a woman. Stop playing with me.
You don't
Yeah.
see the red flags?
There were
Come
red
on, bro.
flags.
Okay.
There were red flags before anybody, before your
His
friend
friend,
got into
too.
the relationship that he's
He
in.
ignored him.
There were red flags. You just
wanna
didn't
eat
want
the
to see
butt.
it because she was a bad one.
Fuck outta here.
Remember?
Right.
That was the first thing you said. She was a bad one.
Yeah.
So you don't see the red flags because you're looking at her looks, her ass, her curly hair.
Thank
Because they
you.
probably not even that cute. Because I seen the friend's girlfriend. She ain't that cute.
Right.
But you thought she was a bad one.
Right.
So because you couldn't look through that, and it's not just men, it's women too. You couldn't look through that. You missed all the red flags.
Right.
There were red flags when they were talking. He didn't want to see it because she was so bad that he went to pay for her hair done. He went to pay for that. So, sucker, you got
Right.
sucker.
Sucker. Now you
You a big sucker. So no,
Let's just say what it is.
no,
You a
I
sucker.
agree.
I
no.
mean, me personally, I ain't doing none of that. And we
Okay.
ain't going to no expensive restaurant on the first
So
date.
you not getting on the sucker butt.
no,
You're not gonna be on the sucker butt.
Uh-uh.
We going to
But all I
time.
wanted
Not for
to
the
say,
first date.
all I wanted to say was that
You might end up on the sucker
a
butt.
woman that
But
wanted,
not on the first date.
Not on the first date.
a woman like say if I was the woman that was doing that to the man, right? I'd be like, well, shit, this might be the gravy train.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no, no, 'cause
This
it's
nigga
other-
doing all of this on the first date. Imagine what he gonna do in the future. You get what I'm saying?
They don't
But what
think
are
like
you gonna
that.
get back?
It,
Now
don't
you
matter.
beatboxing. Oh
no,
my God.
no,
Oh.
I said
We
if
talking
I
about it
was
from
her.
the women.
No, I'm saying-
I was saying
point of
if
view.
I was the woman.
No, I'm
The
just
woman
saying.
feel
I
me?
get what you're saying.
I'm looking
you're
at the
saying.
gravy train.
Go ahead.
The man, like she said, all he wants is the ass. You feel me? All he wants is the ass. You feel me? So he hit it a couple of times. Now she got diamond rings and all of this. But women like that, like he was talking about earlier, opportunists. So they going from him getting their hair
him.
done, bam, doing that, and then they hitting up the next one, seeing if he gonna do it too. Oh, that nigga said no, or this other nigga gonna say
Gonna
yes.
say yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy how men don't get that. If you call a girl on your first date, any of us, we go out on our first date with a female. We say, shit, I need a haircut. You know what I'm saying? Slide me like 50 to get this haircut.
She ain't giving you shit.
She ain't gonna give you shit.
Hell nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you know why? Because they're gonna throw what the opportunities throw. Well, you're the man. You're
Yeah.
the man.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do all that.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I need a motherfucking haircut. You can't help me with a
Yeah.
haircut?
You want me to come pick you up and pay for this fucking $200
Not
meal?
a meal.
Yeah, but my
But you
bad,
can't
Nia.
get my haircut. But at the end of the day, that's a good what's the name. I didn't even think of that. That's how you switched it up like that. That kind of fucked my head. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna leave this alone. We only do what we allow people to do to us.
Definitely.
So at the end of the day, if you being suckered, it's not her fucking fault. It's your fault. Because you should be able to see the red flags that she's not just there. She's not there for longevity. She's there for long financially,
Yeah.
Right.
not
real.
longevity.
Long assistance.
Before we let Nia go, I want to say this to Swaggy about his friend. I seen this quote online, right? And this girl, they asked her, what's her favorite quote? I'm going to put this on a shirt too. She said, what you are not changing, you're choosing.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go to you.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So,
That's a good one, right? Yeah.
Okay, that's a good point.
the woman, as a woman, it's no time limit to when I would help, because before I even start dating somebody or we're boyfriend and girlfriend, we're friends. So we're gonna be friends, and I'm always gonna help a friend out. So that is not a thing. But if we get into a relationship and I feel like things aren't going like, if I invest in this, I'm not going to see a return, I'm definitely not about to do it. I'm definitely about to do it. And then her saying, because I was going to ask these questions, but her saying like, this is a rocky relationship. Okay, so I give you this money, you blow up, it's rocky anyway, which means it might have been some cheating or it's back and forth where we're breaking up. So you blow up, you break up, I invest this money, and then I just lose out on my money. No, we're going to have to sign some kind of document. This is going to have to be legal, because I'm not investing anything in something that is not solid.
Right.
And then this business, have you even shown this person that you can run a business past 5 years? Because if you can't run a business past 5 years and you're just shaking your business, absolutely not. I'm not going to invest in that. I had somebody, and I invest in people. I don't mind. I invest in people, especially if you ask me for it or you give me an idea like, hey, this might be a good idea. Like, I'm all for it. I had somebody actually today ask me to invest in them, and I said I declined, and they got upset with me. And I've known this person for well over 20 years. But from their history and knowing them for over 20 years, I know putting my money with you, I'm going to lose my money.
Right.
So after 5 years, and she doesn't want to invest in her boyfriend, she knows putting her money is not a good investment. So
Right.
that's pretty much what she's saying. It's not about marriage. It's me giving you my money is not a good investment for me. So
I
like,
agree with that.
it in the beginning of even like relationships that I have, and I feel like this might be a potential, we talk about financials. Like, we have to talk about financials, because I know where I am and I know where you can take me if your financials aren't at least meeting mine. I know I can go broke because you're not responsible.
Right.
So like, just knowing that, because we're at an age where we can't just throw money away. We got kids,
Right.
we got, we have to invest in and make sure our kids, we have generations that we want to leave stuff to. So like, just investing in something that is not something that you feel is going to bring a benefit to you,
Yeah,
then
make a good point.
they're not going to do it.
That is a
But
good point.
on the flip side, if you guys have been together for 5 years and she feels like you're not a good investment, you need to leave that.
Exactly.
Like, you don't trust in me in knowing that I'm trying to make this work and all I need is a partner. Like, you need to leave that. And I've left situations just because you think I'm supposed to be doing this, because I take care of my business by myself with 3 kids that are grown, that don't help with me with not one thing. Like,
Right.
I do it. So like, anybody who comes in my life, if you're not coming with like meeting me, and they might call me a gold, because I've been called a gold digger for saying like, you have to at least have what I have. Like, if you can't help me, I've done the same thing. I have been there and been like, hey, can you help me pay my rent? My rent's already paid. I pay my
Okay, but
rent
do you?
early.
It's a difference. Do you depend on them?
No, but if I ask you for it and you're
And they
like,
say,
oh, I can't help you, then I know when I really need help, I'm not coming to you.
Right.
I'm not coming to you for what? Like, you can't even help me with the little bitty bill that I asked you for. Like,
Right.
or even said like, hey,
but if they constantly come to you and you always helping out, something is off balance.
something's off balance and you got
I
to
don't
let
give a
that
damn
go.
what you're talking about.
You got to let that go.
He don't
Sometimes,
need no woman. He need a supporter.
Exactly.
for real.
You know what I'm saying? So last month was mental health
Extra
month, man,
supporters.
and we missed the whole train. You know what I mean?
With
And
all you crazy motherfuckers in here, y'all forgot.
we did forget. You know what I'm saying? We did forget. You know what I'm saying? So like, with black men especially, because there's a lot of black women that do seek therapy. Black men, most of us don't seek therapy when we do need it, and when we do need outlets and stuff like that. Do y'all think that the stigma of black men not needing counseling is kind of like breaking down? And that can go to like the music, and when we watching sitcoms or anything like that, we see a lot of people, they like shit, they going to see therapy and
And
all of this
sports.
type
Sports
of
too.
Sports too. A lot of people are going to see therapists, especially Clipper fans. Y'all know. No,
Oh,
serious shit.
oh.
Paul George had to go see a therapist, right?
Clipper
You know what I'm
Clipper
saying?
fans need to
Because
see a
You know,
therapist.
y'all
he
gotta see
wasn't
therapy.
his
No
self.
championships
You know
ever.
what I'm saying? He
sounded
wasn't
like-
himself playing in those playoffs.
Right.
What was that, 2020?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think he got to go back to see that therapist now because it's like something is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like we all need some type of therapy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? People, some of us are in denial. I mean, I used to be in denial about it when I was younger, but now that I'm older and mature, and I know that I've been through a lot in life, I've been through trauma and different things in life that are, you know what I mean? Especially going through these fires. I feel like I need some therapy just from going through those fires
Ain't lying.
and almost dying, you know, being burnt alive. I feel like I need some type of therapy behind that.
Right.
And you took it for a joke then.
Yeah, he did.
I
Because
did.
what you say that time, he pulled out his camera and said,
And started recording.
World star. You know what I'm saying?
And I said, like,
He
that's
about
the
to
trauma
die.
that
He filming.
the world is like full
about
of
to
trauma,
die.
and they don't even
Yeah.
notice it. Like
Right.
instead
I didn't
of
realize I could have died until I walked out of that house.
Yeah.
And I saw all those fires, all those flames around surrounding this
You weren't
property.
thinking about no filming no more.
Luckily, your
I was-
survival instincts took over.
You heard me? You wasn't
Yeah.
thinking about
You know
no
what I'm
filming
saying?
no more.
Yeah. Definitely.
But,
Get that tree out the way so we can get the hell up out of here.
But yeah, but
Oh,
like
go
you
ahead.
said, that's the main I should say not issue but opportunity is knowing when you haven't been through, you know, mental health issues and concerns, you won't know that you're actually experiencing them. You see what I'm saying? So that's the biggest issue, you know, in our culture and in our environment as far as black people, period, people of color, period. It's just knowing, you know, other people, or I should say other
Racist.
classes.
Yeah.
I won't per se just put it on races, just classes. Since they have somebody that's going through it, or they know somebody that's seeking help, they know what it looks like. You know, but that's the problem in our environment is that we don't know what it looks like. We might be suffering from it ourselves, but it's not until the extreme cases occur when there's some type of, you know, violence or self-harm that's involved to where it's like, oh wow, that's deep. That person is going through this, but on a day-to-day, you won't know what to look for if you're not aware of the signs and even possibly you suffering yourself.
Right.
So being aware and knowing that's where I think that's become more prevalent within us, and hence why now people are starting to seek a little bit more help in the avenues, you know, in the channels. I think now it's more channels, more opportunities, more places you can go to get help versus in the past, you know, and especially in California, you know, because, you know, in the early 80s, I'm quite sure you guys are aware of how they shut down like 40 to 50% of the mental health hospitals in California. You know, that's how a lot of homeless people ended up on the streets. You know what I mean? So, like I said, just knowing what it looks like versus someone being homeless and you know that, okay, this might have to do with some type of drug.
Something.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody being on drugs versus just straight out mental health. You know what I mean? But that's the insinuation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the stereotype that we put on homeless. And it's just mental health going unchecked, you know. But like I said, that's where I think there's a difference now is that, you know, people being able to see it, you know, and recognize what it is or recognize themselves that, hey, you know what, I need to get some help. I think that's just more prevalent in our environment now.
Sure. What you feel about that, Tom?
I'm gonna piggyback off what he said because I was really listening to it. I feel like it's a beautiful thing that now, in this era right now, that we can talk about it like we sitting here talking about it right now.
Yeah.
And that'll help a person that went through mental health or went through it and just say, okay, well now I can go speak on this to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like back in the like when I was in high school and growing up, it was you couldn't talk about it. It was like forbid. You couldn't, you know, you
Exactly.
kept everything
Taboo.
in. You know, it's certain stuff that I kept inside of me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it's just a beautiful thing that we all can come together and talk about it or help another individual that you know might be going through that and speak positive words to them, and it'll help each person maybe open up, because a lot of people are opening up to their mental
Right.
health. You know
Right.
what I mean? Before they even go get counseling.
And we can't look at them like they weird for
Weird, you can't do
opening
that.
it
No,
up.
you
Yeah,
definitely can't do
for
that.
sure.
Because especially because at the end of the day, I want to say on maybe 70% of human beings are going through mental health.
Okay, that's a big number.
That's just
Probably
my
more
opinion.
than that.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
a big
more than that.
number.
I'm just throwing a number out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
I don't know what the I'm just throwing a number. You see, I went over 50.
yeah,
Right.
My point is that it's better now because now we have people that can open up on their mental health situations they didn't do to make another person open up on their mental health, because we might be touching somebody way over in another motherfucking country or another state
right.
that'll be that's watching us and may go to the counselor, because we had guidance counselors back then when we was going to school. I don't know, but you
Oh yeah,
did.
yeah, for
So
sure.
a lot of us wouldn't open up to the guidance counselors, which we should have.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? Because if we would have, they would have had a more understanding of what, you know,
but our parents was like, "Don't tell them people at the school
Our
shit."
business.
our
Don't tell
business.
our
So,
business.
but
Yeah.
and I get that
You
part too,
know?
because you
Yeah.
don't want no one in your home, because everything starts from home. But basically, when I'm feeding off of what both of
Right.
you guys said,
Mm-hmm.
because
Right.
I was listening to both you guys had especially you got a valid point, is and you. We have to talk about it to make someone better.
Exactly.
If we don't talk about our own mental health issues or go get the, because I'm not in denial of getting therapy. I don't mind listening to somebody. Getting therapy is just like me
Different way.
listening to somebody giving me advice.
Exactly.
I don't
Exactly.
care about the degree. I don't care about. I want to see if you know what the hell you talking about.
Right. It's addressing the elephant in the room.
Room.
You know what I mean? And like I
So
said, now people are more comfortable in doing so. And
I,
that's the blessing.
that's the blessing,
That's the
because
blessing.
right now we sitting here talking about it. We might have the squire that's watching it.
I don't think Papa Lorenzo.
Nia might have opened it up.
Right.
Your words might have opened up that person to say, okay, well, I want to just be, I need some help.
Right.
I need some help at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So that's just my
Exactly.
opinion on as far as the mental health. I feel like we should support it. We should
Embrace it.
not judge people on what they just
Right.
so quick to judge, and we don't know what each individual is going
What
through,
they going
because
through.
all of us was put on this earth to be different. All of
Right.
us is different. Ain't none of us the same. All of us sitting right here, ain't none of us the
And
same. We
everybody's
might do
journey
stuff
is different.
similar,
Yeah.
but we not the same.
And everybody's journey is different as well.
Everybody's
That's
journey
the
is
thing.
different.
And you have to be understanding of that.
So I was just picking. I like what both of y'all said.
Thank you.
Yeah, because most people, like, whether you going through mental health or not, like you said, it's probably 70%, right? Maybe 80%.
Might be
Nia
80.
said
Nia
it's
said
more.
it might be higher.
So
What you think, Nia?
that means 4 out of the 5 of us are going through something, right? So with me personally, it's get up and do your routine. Get up, do what you got to do, go to work, come back home. You know what I'm saying? And do it all over again the next day.
But
You know what I'm
willing to
saying?
take some advice from other people, because that's our problem at the end of the day. We can't. We don't like to take advice from other people,
Yeah,
especially when you think you know it all.
right.
And some people think they know it all. So at the end of the day, you can't. I've been through that. Oh, you can't tell me. No, you didn't go through. Well, just listen to my journey. Just listen
Right.
to my story. My story might change your whole perception of what you went through.
Right.
And say, wait a minute, damn, I could have did it that way, and maybe I wouldn't have went through what I went through.
Right.
So,
You remember people used to always tell us, like, no matter what it is you going through, somebody else got it worse.
Oh yeah, of course.
And you like, but like y'all was saying, their journey ain't my journey.
they ain't my job.
So I don't give a fuck. That's like if somebody say, oh, I got shot. And then you be like, oh, okay, yeah, shit, I got shot. I mean, you got shot, whatever. Be like, shit, I got stabbed. Be like, man, that ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, how the
Right.
fuck you know?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My stab wound could have been way worse than your gunshot.
Exactly.
You could have got grazed, nigga. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And nigga, I got hit in the lungs and my shit
Exactly.
collapsed and I was in the hospital.
Cause
You
back,
know what I'm
cause
saying?
back in
Right.
when you was in school, we was in high school, and you was in school, it was a whole lot of mental health shit
Yeah,
going on.
definitely.
People was going through all that, but we didn't have enough things that we places we can go right now to help you with the mental. Cause you
We
you
didn't
was
see it. We just
we
thought the
didn't see
nigga
it.
was
We
weird.
were scared to
Like,
talk
oh, this
about it.
nigga weird.
Right.
You know what I'm
Scared
saying?
to talk about it.
But it's
Or
outlets.
you quickly to say, "Oh yeah, he weird. That's a weirdo." Like
Right.
what
Yeah.
you said.
Like you
Yeah.
said, but it's the outlets and the resources. I think those are more abundant now, like you
Than it
said,
was back.
versus when we were, in those particular times.
Cause back in them times, you only person you could talk to is your counselor.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. What you feel about that, dear?
Um, a lot of the times in our community, we like to sweep stuff under the rug and make a joke about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's been mental health in our community for a very long time. We just didn't. We'll say, oh, they're a little touch, or
Yeah.
Right.
they're off.
Right.
But
That's a
honestly,
quick
all
word,
of us,
off.
Yeah.
huh? You say what?
That's what they always say.
They a
They're
little
off.
off. They're off. They're off.
Yeah.
They'll be okay. But like really, it's crazy. I was going through a time and I started talking to somebody, and they were asking me these. I talked to a therapist, and they were asking me these questions about trauma, and I'm like, to be honest, the way I grew up, all of the things that I went through was no big deal to me. Because like we said, like somebody else is going through something worse
Right.
than you, or like it's okay. And then also we were always told by our parents, don't tell anybody our business, don't let them know what's going on in our house, because we also had like the threat of CPS coming through.
Right.
So, like, with that, like, maybe our kids being taken away or whatever, we kept those traumas in.
In the house.
Right.
And it's not until, like, a big traumatic experience happens, or even, I'll say, I'll give the example of Cassie. She had a kid. And she was feeling extra sad. And so the reason why all of this stuff came out about Diddy, she didn't think it was a big deal. But talking to her therapist was like, lady, you really went through some trauma. Like,
Right.
that's not normal.
Right.
So, in her whole life, just looking at the backstory, not trying to put, go into that, but her whole life was filled with trauma. She was a foster kid going from home to home, like,
Walking the streets.
yeah, she had a whole trauma filled life. But as people who aren't part of the 2%, we feel that's normal.
Right.
That's just what we go
That's
through.
just life.
So, like, everybody in some way, shape, or form, whether you grew up with money or you didn't grow up with money, has some form of mental health.
Yes.
That's why I say the numbers are way
I
higher
agree.
than what
Right.
we're putting out there, because we all have some type of mental health in here alone,
Right.
based on what we
Definitely.
saw.
Yeah, definitely.
So, it's just a big thing, and I feel like piggybacking off of what Tony said, like, it's good that we are able to be open about it and talk about it. And we, as hairstylists and barbers, we get people in our chair that talk about their traumas, and we don't even realize, like, wow, this is really what you're going through.
Yeah.
But
Because
again,
if
with
we
this
open up
whole,
and to talk about it right now, we're also teaching our younger youth to open up and talk about it.
yeah, most
Because
definitely.
they're going to go through stuff too, just like we did.
Yes, but I feel like this culture right now is extra sensitive about stuff.
Definitely.
And so they make
I
it,
agree.
they go way over
I
to
agree.
the extreme.
I agree with that.
And so, although, yes, we
But
need
you
to
still
talk
can
about,
instill it in your kids at at home.
yes, most
Because everything starts
definitely.
at home.
Yes, most definitely. But I'm going to just saying, like, my fear about this whole big mental health issue is the government's going to regulate it some way, shape, or form. And it's going to put more restrictions on our community from being open about having mental health, when you guys put us in these trauma filled lives.
Environments.
At the
Right.
end of the day,
Right.
you guys put drugs in our neighborhoods, you put guns in our neighborhoods,
Right.
you put us in these areas where and these situations, even starting from our families being slaves. Like that was a trauma based on them, and they just instilled it in us, and we just grew up with trauma
Right.
and
trauma.
mental health because they were scared of us to even play with kids that they're white kids.
Right.
Like, no, don't do that because I don't know if you're gonna
But the
get
trauma,
killed. I don't
you
know.
understand what I'm
That's
saying?
gonna
The
be a
trauma
problem.
started. You went all the way back to slavery. Now the trauma went from generation to
Yeah.
generation
Right.
Yes.
to generation.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yes. And so now it's
It's
just
just
like,
it's just being in different aspects. It's just a different. It's not okay. We're not picking cotton.
yeah.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
But
Yes.
in so
It's
many
still a
words, you
different
kind of
way.
picking cotton.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you playing for the NBA and they pay you all this money, nah, I wouldn't put it on that.
Yes, but not only that is one
Leave that
way.
alone.
That is one way, but also let's talk
'Cause you
about
better not
how
go against the NBA while you in the NBA.
Because you ain't gonna be
Right.
picking cotton no more.
Yeah, you
not
feel
only
me?
that, but let's talk about how they put us in these controlled
heard me say-
environments
Exactly.
to where, like, even as where they have the man and the woman separated from the home. So then it makes it hard for them, the man and the woman, to try to take care of a family separated. And so one of them, somebody's going to go out and commit some type of crime, or even let's talk about this gentrification, how they keep on raising prices. So we're trying to just feed our kids, or our kids get to a certain age where we can't even get them the stuff that their peers have. So you're putting our kids in these situations where they're going to do something to where they might commit a crime and go to jail. So then they're a slave right now to the system. You made us a slave to your system because you want to keep on rising stuff, but keep us at this minimum because if we go to school, we have to pay loans. If we get a trade, we have to pay some type of loan back. If we get a house, it's a loan. Like it's some way you keep us a slave to paying you back. And that's traumatic in itself because let's talk about minimum wage. They raised minimum wage to $25. Now they're raising rent. It's $3,000 for a one bedroom.
So you ain't raised shit.
So how
Ain't shit. We
we're still a
ain't
slave.
benefiting.
Exactly.
It's still a slave to the situation
But
that they're making us, and it's just
I'm glad you said
a recycling system that is just
And it's funny because like the barbershop and the beauty salon, you touched on this, but that's like the original therapy session.
Right.
You go get your hair done, you talk about what's going on because your barber, if they a good barber or a good stylist, they really gonna be like, hey, what's up with you? I don't want to just sit here and cut your hair or do your hair without fucking talking to you.
yeah.
I'm not gonna get to know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not gonna get my
now,
tip.
yeah, I know about your relationship problems. I know what's
said, "I'm
going
not
on
gonna
at
get my
work.
tip."
You know what I'm saying? I know damn near everything about you. I know one of your kids, that nigga crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Get a little touch.
Yeah, you feel me? So it's just like, when it breaks down, like the barbershop and beauty salon is kind of self-care. So what can we do as people to have self-care? Like I'm gonna start with Swaggy because like we gotta have some type of thing that each individual does for self-care. Even if you only do it one time a week, one time a month, what type of self-care do you do? Because shopping, smoking weed, and overly sexual,
It's not
those
self-care.
are coping mechanisms. Those are, and flossing and shit like that. Those are not self-care. That's something you do or we do to show other people that we okay. You know what I'm saying? But what really makes us okay is having self-care. So what do you do for your self-care? Or do you even do self-care?
So we talking. So this is a whole different topic now. We talking about
No,
self
same
care.
topic.
No,
same
mental
topic.
health and self-care
Mental
goes
health.
health hand
For
in hand.
self-care is what do
self-care.
you do to keep your mental straight? Every now and then. It don't have to be every day. But what do you do to keep? It can be fucking working out. It could be yoga.
I go. That's why I like to go play basketball. I like to go to the park, play some basketball.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing I like to do that keeps me, keeps my mental good, and
Right.
go to the gym or hop in the swimming pool. I go to 24-hour fitness every morning now. I just jump in the pool, take a couple of laps. You guys know I like to go into bars and clubs and shit.
Right.
I like to be in the ambiance. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know I'm too old to be still going to the clubs. Everybody always say, "Nigga, you too old to be going
Yeah,
to
it's
clubs."
over. It's
But
over.
hey, that's what I like to do.
It
Exactly.
ain't enough Beijing in the world.
You know,
Sounds like
that's what
my
I like
friend.
to do. You know what I mean? I
Beijing.
like to go to the club,
Beijing.
35er,
Thank you.
Club
Go to
54.
Beijing itself and go to the
okay.
club
Once a
So just, I'm the therapist right now, right?
with a drink in his hand.
With a drink in my hand. So you do know that the basketball, the gym, those are the self-care, right? Going to the club and hanging out and doing
Therapist
all
juice.
of that shit, those are coping mechanisms.
right.
You do know that.
I know that.
So you got to know the difference.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. It is
Because
a
when you
coping
wake
mechanism.
up in the morning and you've been drinking all night, you feel bad
Mhm.
and you thinking about
All
all
the
your
money you
problems.
spent, yeah.
Right.
Like, this is why I went to the club, to get this shit out of my mind.
And you hung over.
That's
Hungover,
another reason
right.
why I never went back to smoking
You
weed.
thinking about all your
Because
problems.
I know I
hungover.
used to smoke weed to get rid of the fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, this day I'm gonna be high.
Oh man, stop.
My boy Swan used to tell me, man, Juice, you can't walk across the street without smoking a blunt. If I was y'all know where I live. I live right across the street from a liquor store.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to the store, I'm gonna roll a blunt and smoke on the way.
Thank you.
You feel me?
Good.
So
To the liquor store?
Good.
To the
Anything
liquor
else?
store. I was smoking that much.
That was
Tone.
across the
I
street.
was smoking that much, Tone.
100, less than 100
I'm just
feet.
trying to figure
No,
out.
that's
Wait a
about
minute. Why
300
did you
feet.
even
It's
hop in
300
the?
feet?
Wait.
Yeah, it's
Time
like
out.
football
Time out.
field.
Rewind.
That
The nigga,
the street is not no
the
damn
nigga
football
say he
field.
hopped
Across
in
the
the
street is
car to
300
drive
to
to
a
the
football
liquor store.
game? 100 yards ain't that far.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So why you
about-
can't walk?
Yo, that shit is not 100 yards.
Why you
my
drive?
He said 300.
This nigga right
Bitch,
here.
and I
Was
gave
it
you.
100 or
I said
300?
300
That
feet.
shit
Oh,
ain't
300
that-
feet. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I thought I said
yeah.
100 feet.
Yeah.
Nah, he did.
You did, but I know it ain't 100 feet.
Oh, it's more than 100
Cause I was like,
feet.
that's dumb as hell to
Okay.
jump
might
in
be
the car
200 feet.
and then drive over there.
I'm so done with you.
Oh no,
Ain't
that
no driving,
this
walking.
nigga
He's
living right across the
walking.
street.
I'm
He's
walking.
walking and
Right
smoking
across
his
the street.
blunt.
Blunt. You know what I'm saying?
Cause he high.
Because he want to
Nah,
be high.
Just
That's
because
how he
it was a
had to
coping
smoke.
mechanism with life.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a
Yeah,
coping mechanism with
we,
life.
Yeah, we used to
You
go to the
know?
Rose Bowl every morning and walk around. We
Yeah.
don't do that no more.
I mean, now you swimming.
Right.
Yeah, you swim in the morning.
That's right. I'm Michael Phelps.
Okay, Michael Phelps.
I'm
You guys the
definitely,
same
I'm
age.
definitely open to going back.
You
You
didn't
know
know
what
what
I'm saying?
Michael you
I was
was.
talking
You
to
said two different
Tiana.
Michael.
We were supposed to be going in the mornings, but shit, she ain't hit me. I ain't hit her, so I guess we both waiting on each other.
Y'all funny.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want to go, we can go in the mornings, walk around the Rose Bowl, and you know what I'm saying, like maybe 8 in the morning. You know, it only take an hour to walk them 3 miles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
might
So yeah, you know, and that for
Right
me,
there.
when I started doing that,
It made
it,
you
it
mine.
turned into therapy for
Yeah.
me because
That
I
is
wasn't
therapy.
smoking no more. It was like shit. I had stopped smoking vapes for I'm lying.
I was
Lying.
gonna
Still
say when
smoking
you
vapes.
stop
Lying.
smoking
I was
vape.
still-
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Please.
July 17th is the last day I'm gonna be smoking these
Let
motherfuckers.
me see your
bro.
Really?
I gave myself 2 months. Yeah, I gave myself 2 months. Y'all know when I say I'm gonna stop something, I
I'm
stop.
proud of Tony.
Yeah.
This nigga
You know what I'm
stopped
saying?
smoking cigarettes. Nigga,
What is it? Three
how long has it
years?
been? You stopped smoking cigarettes. You used to smoke the Newport.
How many?
boy.
How long is it, Donovan? Maybe 3, 4 years?
Oh, the
Nah,
cigarette?
it ain't been that long.
Nigga, it's probably been 8
been like about a
months.
year.
A
Man.
year.
It's been
A
about a year,
year.
man.
Ain't
That
been
nigga
no
said
year.
3
Right.
years.
Cut
Since
it
you
out.
came
You a
over
lot on
here.
it
3
right
years.
now.
I haven't smoked a cigarette
It's
in
been
3
a
years.
year, man. Cut it out.
It ain't been no
'Cause
year,
we've
nigga.
been here 2 years at this location.
And I stopped.
you was
soon as
smoking last
wait,
year.
Wait,
When you came to this location.
You was still smoking.
Let me clear it up.
Okay.
I stopped before I got into this building. How many years we been in this building?
We've been here 2 years now.
It's been 2 years you've been in this
I think
building?
you was smoking when we
No,
still
it's
when
not.
we was
No,
down
he
here.
stopped when you came in this building.
No.
When you came, I remember in this
I
building
stopped
is
when
when
we
he
left
stopped.
from over
When
next
you left
door.
from next door, he stopped. So,
So I don't know how long we been in
How
here.
long have you been here? I thought it was just a
It's
year.
about 2 years now.
Okay, it's
No,
been
it's
2
not no
years.
In this
years.
building,
I thought it was
2
only a
years.
It's
year.
over 2 years. It's
It-
over 2
No,
years.
not in this building. I'm talking about in
Yeah,
this
over
location.
here,
period.
yeah,
Like,
that's
No,
what I'm saying.
in this
Over
building.
there.
been
In
over
this
here for
building
2
alone,
years.
how many years
It's
we
probably been
did
about a
New
year.
Year's?
and
That's
a
what I
half
thought.
At the most.
I- that's what I thought.
We had 2 New Year's parties up in this building. So what are you talking
That
about?
don't mean it's been 2 years.
How's it can't be 2 years if we had 2
Because,
New Year's
okay,
parties in there?
So, okay, New Year's just happened, right? That's 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Right? And
And last year was
before
the
that
first one.
was
Right,
probably
so
what?
it's about a year and a
14
half.
months.
Okay. And
Yeah.
You
then
know what I mean? So just think about
stepping
it.
out of that building. I don't know
Yeah.
when we left.
Yeah,
That's what
but
I'm saying.
what
Stepping
we
out of
don't
that
know.
building.
It was
Into
like-
here.
it was
Yeah,
like
I
August.
remember.
It was like
I
August.
When we
remember.
step out of that building.
Shit,
I thought it was just a
We
year.
was there a year, and then we've been over here a year and a half. So we've been here about 2 years and a half.
Thank you. Fuck out of here.
both
I know my
locations.
man.
Both locations.
both-
No, I'm
locations.
talking about
No,
In
just
this
here, a
building.
year and a
Yeah,
half.
a year and a half.
So it's been
A year and a
year and a
half.
half.
So
It's been a year and a
So
half.
that's
you
that's
stopped
That you
about
smoking.
stopped
two New Year's
smoking.
parties.
Okay.
Two New Year's
That's
parties.
two
That's
New-
2 years.
We're gonna
That's not
share-
2
We
years.
give you 18
That's not
months,
2
Bobby.
Yes, it
years.
is.
Look at him.
Two
He
New
got
Years
it.
is 2
He
years.
caught
No,
it.
it's
He
not.
caught
It's
it.
not.
No.
Bobby,
Fuck
we
outta
got
here.
No.
18 months, player.
18
Yes.
months of,
You can
18
have-
months.
You can have two
That
New
rounds
Year's.
off to what,
You can-
Flawcee?
you can
No,
have-
18 months.
It
You
rounds
can
off to
have
what?
two New
No,
Year's
he-
parties.
You can get
Tom.
2 New
It rounds
Years.
off to what?
You can get
18
2 New Years
months.
in 18
It
months.
rounds
You
off
can
to
get
2
2
Nigga,
years.
you can get two
Fuck
New
outta
Years
here.
parties.
You gotta
Pretty
round
slow,
up,
man.
player. You gotta round up.
If you want to
gotta
round it off, what is
Round
gonna
up.
round off?
He wanted to round it
You gotta
up.
round up.
Oh,
That's
man.
Round
right.
off,
Hey,
not
Bonnie.
round up.
No,
round
no,
off.
but
man.
18 months
We
you
gonna
gotta
talk
round
math.
up. That's 24 months.
Hey,
Yeah,
check
you
this
gotta
out, man.
round
So,
up.
like, what are the effects on hip hop as far as like the younger community and their mental health, right? Because niggas be rapping about drill rap. We got drill rap. It started years ago, but you know what I mean? Niggas are still dying for dissing a nigga on track. When we was younger, niggas dissing nigga on track, what was we waiting for?
The next
The
disc.
next nigga to
album.
diss.
Right.
Next
The next
diss.
nigga to diss
The next
him back,
song.
and they gonna go
The
back
next
and
song.
forth.
Yeah, the
Now, a
next song.
nigga dissing you on track, nigga, they put that shit out on SoundCloud or Facebook, and you might be dead the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You know what I'm
because
saying?
that's because it's
yeah,
what's name.
that's the effect of it.
That's the effect.
Niggas
No,
is
I'm-
dying,
I
they
think-
getting killed.
Yeah.
They either getting killed or they're getting addicted to drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's all they
But
talking
it was a
about.
gang of diss raps
all
back
these
in the
niggas-
days. But
Right.
you
'Cause
can't.
that's all these
violence,
niggas talking about on
It
these
wasn't-
new
there was no
rappers.
social media.
Whether it's doing
That's the
lean or
biggest
doing
issue.
That's the
doing
issue.
some type of drugs or they
They
dissing
dissing
somebody.
niggas all the time.
That's
They,
So those are the effects. The question I'm answering your
is-
question that you asked. Those are the effects from listening to
you're
these new hip hop dudes. They're either dissing
let
somebody
you
or
speak
they're
on it.
talking
You
about
know
doing
what I'm
drugs.
yeah.
And
But-
they got these new generation
media has
youngsters
a
getting
lot
addicted to
to do with it.
drugs.
You've been listening to Future, huh? Either got
Go ahead,
the
go ahead,
stick,
finish you talking about.
or he
I'll
drinking
tell
some
him what
shit.
the fuck
Right.
about
Who
you.
was that blowing their horn out there? Anyways, yeah, that's to my. I'm answering your question. Those are the effects. You know what I mean? A rapper getting killed. You know what I mean? How many rappers we
Stop
got?
honking that horn. Crazy lady, get your ass up out of here.
Who is that?
Who was that?
No, you're nothing.
You're nothing.
NuWave Shop Talk.
Kick
You know what I'm
rocks.
saying?
Blocking
So,
traffic?
She out there honking horns and blocking traffic, bro.
what do you think about that, Nia?
Anyway, don't worry about that.
What do you think about that, Nia?
These are nothing.
The music and the generation that's coming up under, because it's a follow-up question, but that it's about therapy. But what about the new age music?
It's stupid as hell. All they talk about, I was talking about it. All they talking about is killing themselves, killing others. But I honestly feel like that is what they're really doing. Like the YNs,
Mm-hmm.
they like really think that's what it's about or trying to bring it back. I don't know why.
Bring what back?
Just killing people like the 80s in the 90s.
Yeah.
Just killing people and being
no
about-
reason.
for no reason, for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess it's like everything recycles and repeats itself. So
Yeah,
this is part of
definitely.
it, the repetition
And
error.
I can't even see it, but because niggas never owned the street. But niggas was really killing niggas over drug territory
Yeah.
back in the days. Now these niggas killing a nigga over words.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
nigga, fuck you and this and that. But what I definitely never agreed with the new rap. Like, I love the new drill. I like drill rap and all that. I like all the shit, right? But what I don't agree with is when you dissing somebody that's actually dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you
Yeah.
going to piss on their grave and going to dig niggas up. Like, I don't say you deserve to die because of you doing that, but something is going to come forward you.
No, for
come
sure.
towards you. Because, nigga,
Retribution.
people, they don't take kindly for that type of disrespect.
No.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember Young M.A. got checked for saying Tuka name.
Right.
They like, bitch, you don't even live in Chicago. How the
Right.
fuck you talking about a nigga you don't even know? Oh, I thought it was weed because y'all talk about smoking Tuka. Yeah, they smoking on the dead nigga.
Right.
But let them niggas talk about
Yeah.
that
Right.
because they in the mix.
They got a beef.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not in the mix.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that fuels fire because if you rapping about some shit, Flawcee, and a nigga in New Hampshire start saying your lyrics and then feeding off of what you saying and writing their verse, now they dissing niggas that you done diss and they don't even know these niggas.
Right.
Now they got a different set of problems.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, people got to be mindful, like Tony always say, they got to be mindful
Mm-hmm.
of the things that they listen to, because the things that you listen to can change your perspective on regular shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You doing regular
To
shit.
make you say some dumb shit.
Yeah, make you say some dumb shit or even do some dumb shit. And that's what these kids is doing. They doing dumb shit because they feel like they favorite rapper done shot niggas up and did all of this. So nigga, why can't I do it too? That nigga was regular one day. I could blow up off of this. And that's what they looking for. They looking for the clout for
Right.
killing the nigga.
I feel like
Right.
social media
But
is
that-
fucking
that-
everything up.
but
Go ahead,
exactly,
go ahead,
but
Flawcee. You already
you brought it to
talked
the
about it.
forefront, but that's the whole impact
Think
of
they
social
bigger
media.
than what they are because of social
Exactly,
media.
the whole impact of social media, because like you said, there's niggas that have been killed over tweets. You see what I'm saying? So the impact that social media has, as far as the wide range of reaching individuals. Normally, when a nigga had a beef, it'd be between those two niggas, and maybe regionally niggas would know of it because of
In
an
the streets,
album.
but
You
it
see
wouldn't
what I'm
be.
saying?
It wouldn't be.
But now, niggas beefs are put out and they're glorified and they're amplified. So you put your shit out,
You
or you
trying to get
talk
likes.
shit about you talk shit about somebody, or you, like you said, do shit like piss on a nigga grave. You trying to do that because you want niggas to come and view your content. You see what I'm saying? But that's the issue. Now everybody's seeing it versus back in the day, me and you might have a beef, but only niggas in Pasadena know.
Right.
But see, now I can go online and publicize the shit.
And act tough.
Now the whole world knows. So now you feel more disrespected. And that's the issue as far as this ego, because social media has bolstered niggas' egos.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And then that's what brings violence.
Say it
You see
again.
what I'm saying? Because niggas don't want to be disrespected.
Now you tough guy.
So that's the problem. And
On
even if you're
Instagram.
not a tough guy, social media is gonna put you in a realm to where, nigga, you gonna have to get back, because you're gonna be looking at the comments. It's gonna be a nigga that's gonna be like, oh nigga, that nigga gonna come see you for that. Even though you not that type of nigga.
Oh,
now,
wait till you come to my
now
city.
now you've been put in a situation to where you have to respond.
Respond to that.
Because
see
you
what
was
I'm
tough
saying?
guy. You was
Right,
tough
but
guy.
like, even if you weren't, but now you have to be, because you can't be a sucker
Yeah.
in
Or
other
else they ain't
niggas'
gonna
eyes.
listen to your music no more.
Exactly. You ain't gonna get and you ain't gonna have niggas supporting you saying, oh, the nigga gonna come get at you. You're not gonna have those comments in the on the post. You know what I'm saying? So that's the huge issue, is that, like you said, people are just doing this shit for clout, and a lot of these motherfuckers, they're trying to emulate other motherfuckers.
Something that
You know
they
what I'm
not.
saying?
Flip
There's
side
no
of that,
there's
I don't
no
want to cut
originality.
you off, but I just
in
got
it.
to say this while you just said that. So we got rappers like huge rappers, stars, Lil Durk. He just went through the same shit. He even rapping about, I'm reading y'all comments and all of this, and then he go get back, and what happened? Now his
Exactly.
shit down the drain. He about to be facing all of this time
Right.
because niggas got, y'all niggas getting tickets. They got your text message.
Right.
If I got a beef with Tone, I'm not finna tell this nigga on Instagram
Right.
I'm about to go fuck Tone up.
And post it.
And post
It
it.
ain't
Live.
even
Do a
posting
live.
it. I'm doing this in the DM.
No, but they're
Oh,
gonna
the
post it.
DMs.
Some
No,
of them gonna post
no,
No,
they
I
can
know
tell
what
in
you're
the
saying.
DMs.
You know what I'm
We
saying.
gonna keep it in the DMs, right? Now, this company is obligated. If they get a search warrant, they're obligated to let your DMs up.
Exactly.
And then the police is gonna post what you put.
Yeah.
So now it's like, what the fuck? Ain't none of this shit secretive.
Right.
You know, back in the days, old school gangsters like,
Right.
Tone, I need to come see you. We need to talk about this.
Yeah.
I'm not finna be
No social
texting
media.
you. I'm not finna be texting you
Ain't
like,
none of
Tone,
that.
Yeah, the
we gotta
program.
go
None of
run
that.
up on
Right, exactly.
Swaggy. We gotta go run up on
When I see
SB.
you, I see you.
You know what I'm saying?
When I see
we
you,
gonna
I
make
see
a
you.
meeting, nigga. And
And
I'm gonna
talk
come
about
see
it,
you on
face to
Tuesday at
face.
9 o'clock.
Right. We're gonna talk
And
about
we
it.
gonna
face to
talk
Cause I've
about
been hearing
this.
through the neighborhood, you been talking shit.
No, not even no one-on-one. This is you my
No, I'm just saying,
comrade.
I know,
You're
I
right,
know.
you my comrade, and we're about to talk about what we're about to do to these other niggas. I'm gonna come talk to you. I'm not finna send you no fucking message.
DM.
I'm not finna
Exactly.
text you.
Exactly.
I'm not even finna call you and tell you
And
what
tell
I'm
you
gonna
what's gonna
do.
go on the
So
line.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm
Yeah.
not doing
So that's
none
how
of
they got a
that.
little dirt.
That's how they
Oh,
got a little
yeah.
dirt.
Yeah, because
He
they
was
do
on.
too much
He was in the
online.
messenger.
Nigga, the niggas
Yes.
was in
On
the
Messenger.
in the
On
Instagram
Messenger.
Telling on
DM.
themselves.
Like,
You
Exactly.
would think they
the
would learn a
nigga said,
lesson.
don't use none of the company's credit cards. Don't
Stupid.
use nothing that got to do with our music company. And what the dumb nigga do? Use that
Stupid.
credit card to
His
fly
name is
out to San
stupid.
Diego.
Now his name
Stupid.
is Lamont.
Now his name is Lamont.
You would
Yeah.
think they would
His
learn
name
from
is Lamont now.
Big dummy.
Young
Big
Thug
dummy
and
juice.
the RICO Act. You think they would learn from all this
Take
RICO
your
shit that's
ass
going
to
on?
dummy.
They're not learning.
Niggas don't learn, bro.
Lamont.
Because
Lamont.
just like
Sanford.
all of
Yes.
us got kids, right?
Yes.
And what one thing our kids probably said to us, or we done heard kids say this before, it's not gonna happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what everybody thinks. It's not gonna happen to me until it happens to them.
But you told your mama that.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Yeah.
told somebody that.
No, I'm saying we all
We all
either
did.
said
All
it,
kids do.
heard it, or heard somebody that said it.
Yeah,
You
you're
know what
right.
I'm saying? Nobody thinks it's gonna happen to them. So when my kid leave the house, I always tell them be safe, stop speeding, and I love you. You know what I'm saying?
You stop speeding.
Because I know, right? It's a fucking joke. Shit, this nigga needs to drive
He
a
is
4-cylinder
Tokyo
Mazda.
Drift.
Leave my dad
What are
alone,
you
man.
talking
Hey,
about?
he getting better.
That
He
is
getting
Tokyo
better.
Drift.
He getting better.
Man,
He's getting better, Juice.
man, I hope so.
Okay.
He's getting better.
I
Okay.
hope so.
Shit.
So that if a nigga getting better, that mean they listening.
Right.
Trying to. Yeah.
He said,
Hopefully.
see, the nigga still don't want to give him the benefit of the
Got on Green
doubt.
Street.
He said, trying to.
I see the nigga speeding out the parking lot. nigga,
Look.
That's
every
because
day.
you his dad.
But I see it every day.
I see it too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You got Donovan over there. Look,
Like,
No,
look,
not at
You
all.
got to put him in there. Look, you
On
got to throw him
Green
in
Street.
there.
slow your ass.
On Green
up.
Street.
You know
Green
what I'm
Street is
saying?
like the speed racing street.
We got knowledge over there in the corner.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
you know what I'm
you.
saying? Knowledge
Thank
poured up. But yeah,
Thank
man. So, I mean, did everybody go about that?
Yeah, as far
Yeah.
as the hip hop.
Yeah, I gave my
Mental health, yeah.
I just think it's too much. The social media making these niggas bigger than what they are.
But see, and like I said, that's the problem, man. The thing
That's
is,
the
it's
problem.
like there's no originality when it comes to artistry. You see what I'm saying? It's just niggas is regurgitating everything and it's watering down society and the music game period as a whole. You see
And
what
not
I'm saying?
everybody falls in
So,
that category.
And they don't. And that's the one blessing, and that's the one thing that will continue to occur is that you will always have a choice.
Yeah.
But the problem is, as
No,
far
the
as
choice is
as
you
far
fish
what
and
this-
sin, nigga.
No, but I'm saying as far as artists and what you can listen to, which is
No,
a
you
blessing.
get what I'm saying?
But
The choice is you
but
push
the
the
industry
sin.
standard,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, is bullshit. And I think it's
She
at
got
the
the
lowest
J.
that it's
Coles,
ever
the
been.
Kendrick
Right,
Lamars.
exactly.
You know?
Right.
And back in the days, those would have been artists like, what was that one artist? They had a group, You Sissies. Remember
Oh,
that
that's
shit?
X-Clan.
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 So, and it was another group,
Paul Righteous Teachers.
Paul Righteous Teachers.
Yeah.
So they're taking that artistry and they doing better with it.
Right.
But and they what I want to say.
The elevator.
They're basically making it the top.
They're elevating.
The top.
Yeah.
Not just like they some regular artists, like they're at the top of the game.
Right.
You know what
know
I
what I'm
think they
saying?
should do? I think these record companies need to put in a contract, like just like how they do in the NFL and NBA. There's a code of conduct. You gotta conduct yourself in a certain way. If you're gonna sign to my label, I don't want to hear no diss track, no diss beef. You ain't dissing nobody.
No, that's
Okay.
what they want. Yeah.
But see,
Definitely
they
hear
wouldn't do
that.
that.
I definitely hear that,
Listen
but a
to what
record
Donovan
label-
said. They're not gonna do that because
It's a
the rarely
business.
sell.
A record
It's a
label wants you to
business.
die.
They want
Yeah,
you
it's
to.
a business.
Because when you die, like, no disrespect to
They gonna
Nipsey
just
Hussle
eat off you.
at all.
Yeah.
But Nipsey Hussle sold more records, got more streams after he died than when he was,
He was
alive.
alive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His last album was super banging. I was banging that before he died.
Right.
But when he died, I listened to it even more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Biggie was a super artist,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I'm with Juice on that one.
Ready to Die. We was
Yeah.
talking about, I thought you was going to bring this up. But him and Pac, they both spoke upon their death
Right.
before they actually died.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure did.
He see death in his rear view. This other nigga ready to die.
Right.
And they both died.
That's a good example, yeah.
Traumatically. Not like a nigga fell and hit his head and died.
Right.
Both of the niggas got shot
Or
and murdered.
died on the toilet.
You know what I'm saying?
And they called it.
Right.
So it's like these rappers, like she was saying, they're speaking death, and Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, they're speaking life.
Right.
So we need more artists like that. And as far as a
Exactly.
code of conduct, these Jews that run the record label, they don't care about none of that.
They don't
looking
give a
at
It's a
numbers.
business.
They looking at numbers. They got the independent
They want you to
artists,
be.
the independent record label.
They want
What's
you
his
to be
name?
with somebody.
God, not Gotti. What's the it's this one dude that runs an independent who what you call it, had a distribution company through what's the dude name? Young Dolph.
Young Dolph.
Young Dolph. And there was a couple of other dudes that they all died. And I think his name was Gotti.
Yeah, they all
I think his
signed.
name was Gotti. They was all signed to him
Yeah.
for a distribution deal, so they was their own boss. But
Right.
he don't give a fuck what you say. You selling records, if you die, they gonna get all of this bread because
dead.
there's gonna be a lot of streams. You know what I'm saying? So, you
They
know.
gonna make a lot of money when you dead.
Don't praise Kendrick Lamar because he's not a good example right now.
Why?
All this diss tracking and dissing Drake and all that.
No, man.
So I'm not
See,
praising him right
But
now.
sticking up for the light
And
skin.
everybody on the West Coast think he's like
We
the
want the
West
light
Coast
skin,
savior
bro.
right now.
He is.
He's not.
But
But
they
I don't-
thought that before.
I don't
the
support
diss.
that diss track shit.
They thought that before the
He
diss.
is
When
the
he dropped
savior
his
of the
first
West Coast.
album, they was like, oh, he might be the best rapper
To
ever.
Pimp a Butterfly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
Cut it
you
out.
can't just say that. That's just saying
He's just mad about
he
Drake.
was sleeping.
Yeah.
He
That
was
nigga
a sleeping
supported any
giant,
other
and a
diss
nigga
rap.
woke him up.
When it was
and
when it was
he came back
Nas
up
and
he
Jay
was gonna drop
Z,
anything,
he
it
was
gonna be
supporting.
popping.
He was on
Right.
Jay Z side.
That right there
Fuck
is what
outta
I'm
here.
talking
Yeah,
about. That
yeah.
the game
You
is
cheering for
missing.
Jay-Z.
If I diss you, you diss me. I diss
Jay-Z
you back.
lost.
We go back and
Jay-Z
forth
lost.
to see who
'cause
got the
that-
hottest
don't
shit.
get mad.
Man,
That could have went.
fuck
That could have went
Jay-Z.
bad.
Now you mad because
It wasn't gonna
now
go bad.
Drake lost.
That could have went
Yeah.
bad. We could have
That's
had another
It
Biggie
could've
and
went
Tupac
bad,
Jay-Z.
no, it
shit.
didn't.
Flawcee,
But it
he
didn't.
mad because he can't. It's bullshit. This nigga talking about
Mad.
he don't support
It's a
this
diss
rap.
track.
He
This-
was supporting
they-
this
they-
track when Jay Z and Nas went
Okay.
against each other.
Right. Right.
This motherfucker
You was
got
cheering
platinum
for
album,
Jay Z then.
and
But
they
see-
played this
but
shit
see-
in the
but
Super
thi-
Bowl.
but
That's
this
what.
is the
That's what makes me
But
mad. They
this
played
is-
this shit at the
is
Super
this is
Bowl.
a great
Why-
example.
they
on a
should
grand,
have.
No, you're right.
grand
But this is
stage.
a great example.
They
What I'm
should
saying
have.
You do
is
not
that
play a diss track
these
at the
two
Super Bowl
individuals-
where the whole world is watching.
Listen,
Why
You
not?
don't do that
Why?
not?
why not?
because you're setting a bad example for youth and for our people.
No, you're
No,
not.
he's
This is
not.
another man on a track.
But
Cut
this
it out.
is the thing. This is
No.
the thing.
Rapping has
They went
always
back
been
and forth.
about duels.
Dissing, yeah.
Right, but they
I'm
went
better
back
than
and
you.
forth.
You think you better than me. We're about to wrap this shit out. Now, if I win this battle between me and you, and I get the masses at the same time, and now I got the masses, I don't just have the masses of the people. I got these executives. That's
No.
like, you know what? This song got 100 million plays.
Thank you.
We need to have you on the grandest stage.
Exactly.
So we got to big up. Like you thinking it as a negative, where we're thinking it as a positive.
Right.
Because now hip hop is at the forefront.
No,
of
we're thinking
any
it as-
music.
Of course, I'm thinking as a negative
No,
because
no,
we have
no, no.
too many of our rappers that are dying over
Okay,
this
but
shit.
he's
But hold on,
getting
but that's
emotional
the-
about
that-
it.
That's the
They're
point
not
I'm trying to
dying,
make.
You're getting
though.
emotional
They not
about
dying.
it.
That's
The
point
nigga
I'm trying to
lost.
make. You have to
Period,
understand
Juice.
and respect the
He
fact
lost.
Started
that
it.
these two dudes
He started it.
had a gripe.
Am I correct,
Had a
Juice?
beef,
You
and
correct.
they made
Definitely.
records about each other.
So
they
get out
didn't go
your
out and
feelings.
try to shoot each other. That's a great example. That's the way the shit is supposed to be
He mad
handled.
because he lost.
Versus me dissing you, you dissing me, and then nigga, I'm pulling up on you.
He mad
See what
because
I'm
Drake
saying?
lost.
That didn't occur in this situation. And we should respect them and artists for keeping it that way.
Mhm.
Because like you said, the shit could have went left real fast.
And it
You
did.
see what I'm
Right.
saying? But it didn't.
Right.
But
Thank
like I said, that's what needs to occur in music. Not this shit
It
with
was
these
just
young
lyrics.
niggas dissing each other and then, no, nigga, when I see you, I'm killing you.
But it was no violence.
That's the difference.
That's
and
what
like
you
I said,
saying.
as far as the whole, it's a bad example, it's not. The nigga had the hottest song of the year.
Yeah.
When you have the hottest
Going on
song of
2
the year,
years.
Drake
nigga, right.
didn't.
No, what I'm saying, when you have
Like,
the
in
hottest
his
song
math,
of the year,
you're going on
what
2
I'm
years.
saying
2
is
years,
you're
yeah.
going to get
Going on 2
opportunities.
years.
Because you
Tony's
had the
mad.
hottest
Yes,
song of the year.
according to Tony's math.
I
it's
might
2
say
years.
It
two
don't
and a
matter
half.
who it
Yeah.
was. could have been Future. It could have been any other
Put a
artist.
little extras
But
on
if a
it.
nigga has the hottest song of the year,
I already did.
you're
Yeah,
going
you
to get
did.
those opportunities.
That's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm proud
You
of
probably would
myself.
have
I'm proud of
preferred
you
Taylor
too.
Swift
I'm
to be
proud
on
of
the
you
Super
too.
Bowl, huh?
No, I'm really
I
proud
might
of
have
you.
been a
right.
little off
I
on
don't
my
know
math.
why.
No,
She
but
That's how it's supposed to
she
be.
didn't have the
yeah,
hottest
I
song,
still
man.
did over
it
the
was
Hey,
still
year.
over a year.
so we
Yes,
got a
I'm
little
proud of you for
time,
that.
man.
I am.
This was a great episode. You know what I'm saying? We got some
Great.
mental health out, and we got to talk about a lot of stuff. So we're gonna do some last words real quick. We're gonna start with you, Tony. We're gonna bring it on back.
Oh man, you already know what it is with me. I'm just gonna say this. I really didn't feel up to doing the podcast today, and I'm just gonna be honest because I'm
Mm-hmm.
always honest and be accountable. That's my favorite thing. But this was real nice. This was nice. Nia here. We haven't seen Nia in a long time,
Right.
so it's a wonderful thing to have you back.
Thank you.
That's another reason why I did it. Also,
Yes,
even though the cameraman was
I
on me.
wasn't gonna make you. I wasn't gonna let you go. I was not
That's
gonna
my
let you
boy.
go.
He be on me. He be on me. Make sure I'm sharp. So I appreciate that from you too. And man, just be accountable, man. We just gotta. You only get one time at this. You only get one time at life. So just live it. Live it being humble, mindful of other people. And I'm gonna speak on what we spoke on earlier. Mental health. Be mindful of mental health because we don't know who's going through what they're going through at the end of the day. And thank you, Juice. Appreciate that. Um, and also
I got my
just
wine.
be, and I'm gonna time into the relationship thing. With your topic earlier with your best friend. Uh,
Nigga, your last words,
all
nigga.
right, blah blah blah. All right. Be accountable because I was about to start it back up.
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we gotta
were.
go.
I know. Be accountable. I love everybody. Tony Touch
All
signing
right,
out.
I'm going next. Fuck
Damn.
Swaggy.
Oh,
Nah,
damn
I
it.
poured the cups out so we can give a
Still shot.
cheers. You know what I'm
So,
saying? To the new shop that Swaggy's
oh yeah, we
opening.
didn't even speak
You know
on
what I'm
that.
saying?
Congratulations.
So
You didn't even bring
congratulations,
it up.
player. You know what I'm
Congratulations.
saying?
Yeah, we gotta
You
throw that
know?
in.
That's
Another
right.
new
Yes,
wave
sir.
too.
That's right. Thank you, guys. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
sir.
Yes.
You know what I
NuWave
mean?
Dos.
Location coming soon. You feel me? Pick the shot, nigga.
Congratulations.
It ain't enough if you don't drink it.
That's
Congratulations.
right. Thank you,
No,
guys.
I should have got a shot of tequila.
Mm-hmm.
I like my tequila.
Yeah. All right,
Hey,
Swaggy.
let me.
Your last words.
All right, and then I'm done. I
Oh,
already
okay.
said my last words, and then I'm gonna leave it up at this one. I
I'm
wanted to
gonna leave
say,
it at this one.
I'm proud of you, bro. I'm proud of you. New shop coming. You know what I'm saying? New Wave. We've been successful with New Wave Barbershop. We've been successful with NuWave Shop Talk, the podcast, and just keep doing what you're doing, man. Because at the end of the day, I never saw someone come back from diversity from a fire like you have. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. Just keep being, just keep being there. And that's my last words. Just keep doing what you're doing. I got your support. All of us do. You know what I'm saying? With the toast.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep doing what
Appreciate
you're
it.
doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to say that.
Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
You got some last words,
Yeah, my
Swaggy?
last words, I want to thank you, all you guys, for keep coming through every day. You know what I mean? Everybody that's in my life, I thank God every day I wake up and thank Him for everything that I have and I've accomplished in this life and in this world. Because I'm glad so far, right? Because I'm glad we touch bases on mental health because that's very important. You know what I mean? Because there's some days where I struggle with my mental health as well. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to stay strong, keep my mind strong. We have to keep our mind strong, or our mind, our health. We're getting older, so there's some days where I struggle. I know you guys see me smile and I'm happy, but there's some days that I wake up and I'm struggling and I'm stressed out and I'm angry. But I try to stay positive. We got to stay positive and stay strong, because I've been through a lot. Especially from my childhood. Traumatic, you know what I'm saying? Coming from a third world country. My mama left me, when I was 7 years old, to come over to this country and see a better life, and left me behind. But she did it for a good reason. And you
Give
know,
her a
I
prop.
love her for that. You
Give her her
know,
roses.
she left us behind, and she was able to come over here and work hard and get us over here. But I learned to bounce back from it. I don't hold no grudges onto it. I didn't have really a father figure in my life, but I'm trying to, I don't dwell on that. You know what I mean? I'm a man. I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna be resilient in whatever I do in life. So I just want to say thank you guys for being my friend. Being in my life, being a coworker, a friend. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all.
Amen.
Amen.
For sure. Flawcee B.
Man, as always, man, stay
Flawsee.
focused on your
Your mission,
mission
not
and
your
not your condition,
condition.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Set goals and achieve them, man. You know what I'm saying? Love yourself, man, because you can't love no one else until you love yourself, man. Facts. Follow that. You know what I'm saying? Always shameless plug. Slap by the Pound is out on all major streaming platforms.
Yes,
So
yes.
go get a
They
bar of
gotta
that.
wait.
Go get
We
a
got some
bar
Nope.
new
of that.
music coming soon too, so
Yeah,
stay
gotta wait.
tuned. And some
Who is
visuals
it?
for the, slap by the pound. So we'll keep you posted on that. And man, I just want to thank, the support, all the subscribers, individuals that's been, supporting me, supporting us. Giving feedback. So, shout out to my nigga Billy Coleman. He's one of our biggest, followers. And he's always,
The other
chiming in and
being Ben
tapping in.
Clausen.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So
All the
definitely want
bins.
to give a shout
You know
out
what
to
I'm
them,
saying?
Daryl and Jess. You know what I'm saying? Gave me a lot of insight over the weekend. Appreciate that. Hope to have you on the show soon as well. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Just be you. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
No one else but thyself.
Definitely. Nia. Last words.
Um, love yourself and one another and comb your hair.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's a
That
buddy.
was
code to
short and
live by.
that was short and simple.
That's
That's a
why he started
code to
laughing.
live by right there.
Comb
Hold
your
my
hair.
hair, player.
You know what I'm saying? And my last words is, take care of yourself first. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of nobody else. You know what I'm
True.
saying? So make sure
Facts.
your mental health, make sure your mind and your mental is 100. You know what I mean? And, you know, always do some type of self care. Whether it's going for a relaxing walk, whether you're going to get a pedicure, manicure, whatever people want to do. You know what I mean? It could be as simple as going to get a haircut and talking to your barber, or your hair and talking to your stylist.
Mm-hmm.
It's just do something for yourself all the time. Don't be afraid to take yourself out for lunch, dinner, whatever it is, to the movies. You know what I'm saying? We all, if everybody is grabbing at us, we always need to grab for our own self.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's you going to a movie, like I said, going out to eat, just make sure you have some freedom to do things that you like to do. Because everybody not gonna like to do what you like to do. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure you spend time with yourself so you can know yourself, know thyself.
Know
You know what I'm
thyself.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, shout out to Swaggy, getting the new shop. You know what I'm saying? I think today was the first day, right?
Right.
So
Today
I
was the
think we
first day.
might be shooting there next week. So y'all go ahead and get that. But, I got to say this, man. If you watching this video right now, click that share button.
Mm-hmm.
If you got to this place, get that share button,
Mm-hmm.
man. And if you on the panel, click that share button. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Share.
We all got to share our shit. We all got to like this shit. You know what I'm saying? Make
And
sure you
post your
hit that
comments.
like and post your comments, man. I don't give a damn if you don't like a nigga tennis shoes. Say it.
Tell me I got a
You know
booger
what
in
I'm
my nose.
saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We need some interaction. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all want to do the Juneteenth, we might go live on June 14th. It's a Saturday. So if y'all got some time, we're gonna go up there for an hour. You know what I'm saying? And I think Tiana
Didn't we
was
do that
telling us
before? We
about
did
it.
that before,
We
didn't we?
did
Go up
that at
where?
the club.
Yeah, we did
But
that.
this time it's gonna be at a venue, and they got a
Where?
spot for us and all of that. If we want to do it, so y'all can think about it. You got 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And we not gonna do an episode that Monday because we're gonna go live that Saturday.
that's
That's gonna be
that's
our first
Father's
time
Day
we're going
weekend, huh?
live. Yeah, it's the Saturday before Father's Day. You gonna be out?
I think it's that. I think
That is
yeah,
the Saturday
that's the
before.
Saturday
That's the
before.
Saturday before.
I'm
Because it's
what
on the
time?
15th.
Yeah, what time?
It's from 1 to 4. We can pick any time.
Oh,
You know what
that's
I'm saying?
perfect. That's
All right.
perfect.
Yeah.
I'm in.
My daughter's birthday is on the 15th. It's on Father's Day this year.
All right.
She want to go to Raging Waters, so I guess that's what I'm doing.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Get your
open.
water
I'm
shoes.
open.
No
So just
diddy.
let me know.
Get your
when
water shoes.
Before we get wet, no diddy.
This
You know
guy.
what I'm saying? So man, this is NuWave Shop Talk, man. Shout out to Pasadena Shine, you know what I'm saying? He getting ready for his wedding, so you know he working OT.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff
shout
like
out
that.
for yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Glad Nana Nia here, knowledge she pulled up, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
And man, this is us, man. This is a vulnerable episode and we hope y'all liked it, loved it. Make sure you click that button, like, and definitely subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And we
And
out
share.
this motherfucker, man. And definitely share. NuWave Shop Talk. Got it.
Peace.
Peace.